households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their lives, whose misadventured piteous overthrows doth with their death bury their parent strife.
Draw thy tool. Here comes two of the house of Montague.
I will bite my thumb at them, which is a disgrace to them if they bear it.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
No, sir. I do not bite my thumb at you, sir. But I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you quarrel, sir?
Quarrel, sir? No, sir.
You lie.
Draw if you be men. Gregory, remember thy swashing blow. Hard foes, put up your swords.
Turn thee, Benvolio. Look upon thy death.
I do but keep the peace, put up thy sword.
What drawn but talk of peace? I hate the word, as I hate hell, all Montagues, and thee. Have at thee, coward.
What noise is this? Give me my long sword, ho! My sword, I say! Old Montague is come.
Thou villain Capulet, hold me not, let me go.
Thou shalt not stir a foot to seek a foe.
Throw your mistempered weapons to the ground. 3 civil brawls, bred of an airy word, have thrice disturbed the quiet of our streets. If ever you disturb our streets again, your lives shall pay the forfeit of the peace. For this time, all the rest depart away. Once more, on pain of death, all men depart.
Where is Romeo? Saw you him today? Right glad I am he was not at this fray.
But now, my lord, what say you to my suit?
My child is yet a stranger in the world. Let 2 more summers wither in their pride, ere we may think her right to be a bride.
Younger than she, our happy mother's maid.
But woo her, gentle Paris, get her heart. My will to her consent is but a part. Come, go with me. Go, sirrah, trudge about. Through fair Verona, find those persons out, whose names are written here, and to them say, my house and welcome on my pleasure stay.
I am sent to find those persons whose names here are writ, but never find the names the writing person hath here writ. I must to the learned.
Nurse, where is my daughter? Call her forth to me.
I bade her come. What, lamb? What, Juliet?
I am here. What is your will?
Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married?
'Tis an honor that I dream not of.
Well, think of marriage now. Thus in brief, the valiant Paris seeks you for his love. What say you? Can you love the gentleman?
I'll look to like if looking liking move.
Madam, the guests are come. You called? My young lady asked for, the nurse cursed in the pantry, and everything in extremity.
Go, girl, seek happy nights to happy days.
Lord Capulet gives a masked ball. Romeo, son of Lord Montague, is persuaded by his friends Mercutio and Benvolio to go to it uninvited.
Welcome, gentlemen. How long is it now since last yourself and I were in a mask?
Why, Our Lady, 30 years. What lady is that, which doth enrich the hand of yonder knight?
I know not, sir.
Did my heart love till now? Forswear it, say, for I never saw true beauty till this night.
This by his voice should be a Montague. Fetch me my rapier, boy. To strike him dead I hold it not a sin.
Why, how now, kinsman? Wherefore storm you so?
Uncle, this is a Montague, our foe.
Well, Romeo, is it?
'Tis he, that villain Romeo. I'll not endure him.
He shall be endured. Am I the master here, or you? Go to!
I will withdraw, but this intrusion shall, now seeming sweet, convert to bit rest gall.
I profane with mine worthiest hand, my lips to blushing pilgrims ready to stand, to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss. Good pilgrim, you do wrong with your hand too much, for saints have hands and pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss. Have not saints lips and holy palmers too? I, pilgrim, use lips that they use in prayer. Oh then, dear saint, let lips do what hands do. They pray. Grant thou lest faith turn to despair. Saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake. Then move not while my prayer's effect I take, and thus from my lips, by yours, my sin is purged.
Madam, your mother craves of word with you.
Is she a Capulet? Oh, dear Count, my life is my foe's debt.
Away, begone, the sport is of the best.
Aye, so I fear, the more is my unrest.
Come hither, nurse. What is yon gentleman?
His name is Romeo, and a Montague, the only son of your great enemy.
My only love sprung from my only hate, too early seen unknown and known too late.
Come, let's away, all the strangers are gone.
Can I go forward when my heart is here? But soft, what light through yonder window breaks, as the east, and Juliet is the sun.
O Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Romeo shall be sworn my love and will no longer be a captive.
I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo.
Art thou not Romeo and a Montague?
Neither, fair saint, if either thee dislike.
I know, dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say I, and shall be sworn my love.
What shall I swear by?
Do not swear at all. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden. One can say it's like lightning, it errs. Sweet good night.
Oh, wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
With what thou can thou be satisfied with tonight?
The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine.
Juliet! I hear some noise within. Dear love, adieu. Anon, good nurse, sweet marriage, be true, that if thy love to be honorable, thy purpose marriage, send me word tomorrow, when and where, what time thou wilt perform the rite.
Madam!
By and by I come. Good night, parting is such sweet sorrow, so I say good night until it be morrow.
Hence will I to my ghostly father's cell, his help to crave, and my dear hap to tell.
Romeo goes and meets Friar Lawrence, who agrees to marry Romeo and Juliet in secret that afternoon.
My friend Peter, and thou must suffer every knave to use me at his pleasure.
I saw no man use you at his pleasure. If I had, my weapons should have quickly been out. I warrant you, I dare draw as soon as another man.
Nurse, commend me to my mistress. Bid her devise some means to come to shrift this afternoon, and there she shall, at Friar Lawrence's cell, be shrived and married.
This afternoon, sir? Well, she shall be there.
Farewell, commend me to thy mistress.
Aye, 1,000 times.
The clock struck 9 when I did send the nurse. In half an hour she promised to return. Now the sun is upon the highmost hill, but still she is not come. It's their long hours. Oh God, she comes! Oh honey nurse, tell me, what's the news?
Do you not see that I'm out of breath?
How art thou out of breath when thou hast breath to tell me that thou art out of breath?
Have you got leave to go to the shrift today?
I have.
Well then, hie you hence to Friar Lawrence's cell. There stays a husband to make you a wife.
Oh, hie hence, honest nurse, farewell.
To smell the heavens upon this holy act, for after hours, where sorrow chide us not.
Amen, amen, but come what sorrow can. It is enough I may but call her mine.
Come with me, and we shall make short work. For by your leaves you shall not stay alone. To Holy Church incorporate 2 in 1.
I pray thee, good Mercutio, let's retire. The day is hot, the Capulet's abroad, and if we meet, we shall not escape from them.
Gentlemen, good den, a word with one of you.
A word with us? Couple it with something. Make it a word and a blow.
Mercutio, thou consortest with Romeo.
Consort? What, dost thou make us minstrels? Here's my fiddlestick. Here's what shall make you dance.
Romeo, the hate I bear can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain.
I do protest. I never injured thee. And so, good Capulet, which name I tender as dearly as my own, be satisfied.
Oh, calm, dishonorable, vile submission. Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you walk?
What wouldst thou have with me?
Good king of cats, nothing but one of your 9 lives.
I am for you.
Draw Benvolio, beat down their weapons. Gentlemen, for shame, forbear this outrage. Tybalt, Mercutio, the prince expressly hath forbidden bandying in Verona streets. Hold, Tybalt, good Mercutio.
I am hurt, a plague of both your houses. I am sped. Is he gone and hath nothing?
What, art thou hurt?
I, a scratch. Marry, 'tis enough.
Courage, man, the hurt cannot be much.
No, 'tis not so deep as a well, nor as wide as the church door, but 'tis enough. 'Twill serve. Ask for me tomorrow, and I will be a grave man. Help me into some house, Benvolio, or I shall faint. Plague o' both your houses. They have made worms meat of me.
My very friend hath got his mortal hurt in my behalf. My reputation stained with Tybalt's slander. Tybalt, that an hour hath been my kinsman. Oh, sweet Juliet.
Oh, Romeo, brave Mercutio's dead.
This day's black fate on more days doth depend. This but begins the woe, others must end. Now, Tybalt, take that villain back again. That late thou gavest me, for Mercutio's soul is but a little way above our heads, staying with thine to keep him company. Either thou, or I, or both must go with him.
Romeo, begone, away, stand not amazed, the prince will doom thee death if thou art taken. Hence, begone, away!
Oh, I am Fortune's fool.
Which way ran he that killed Mercutio? Tybalt, that murderer! Which way ran he?
Benvolio, who began this bloody fray.
Tybalt, we are slain, whom Romeo's hand did slay.
And for this offense we do exile him hence, bear hence this body and attend our will.
Ay me, what news? Why dost thou wring thy hands?
Alack the day, he's gone, he's killed, he's dead.
Hath Romeo slain himself? Say thou but I, and if he be slain, say I, or if not, no.
I saw the ruin, I saw it with mine eyes. Oh, courteous Tybalt, honest gentleman, that I ever would live to see thee dead.
Is Romeo slaughtered and this Tybalt dead? My dear loved cousin and my dearer lord?
Tybalt is gone, Romeo banished. Romeo that killed him, he is banished.
Oh God, did Romeo's hand shed Tybalt's blood?
It did, alas the day, it did. Shame come to Romeo.
Blistered be thy tongue for such a wish, he was not born to shame.
Will you speak well of him that killed your cousin?
Shall I speak ill of him that is my husband? If my husband lives, that Tybalt would have slain, and Tybalt's dead, that would have slain my husband. All this is comfort, wherefore weep I then.
Hie you to your chamber, I'll find Romeo to comfort you. I wot well where he is. Hark ye, your Romeo will be here at night. All to him, he is hid at Lawrence's cell.
Oh, find him and bid him to come take his last farewell.
Father, what news? What is the prince's doom?
Hence from Ravenna, our foul banished. Who knocks so hard? Whence come you? What's your will?
I come from Lady Juliet.
Welcome then.
Oh, holy friar, oh, tell me, holy friar, where's my lady's lord? Where's Romeo?
There, on the floor, with his own tears made drunk.
Piteous predicament. Even so lies she, blubbering and weeping, weeping and blubbering. Stand up, stand and you be a man. For Juliet's sake, for her sake, rise and stand.
Speakest thou of Juliet? How is it with her? Doth she not think me an old murderer?
Oh, she says nothing, sir, but weeps, and now falls on her bed, and then starts up, and then down falls again.
Go get thee to thy love, as was decreed. Ascend her chamber, hence, and comfort her. Go before nurse, and commend me to thy lady.
My lord, I will tell my lady you will come.
Go hence, good night. And here stands all your state. Either be gone before the watch be set, or by the break of day distinguished from hence. Sir John and Mantua, 'tis late, farewell, good night.
Farewell.
Things have fallen out, sir, so unluckily. Look you, she loved her kinsman Tybalt dearly, and so did I. Well, we were born to die. 'Tis very late. She'll not come down tonight.
These times of woe afford no time to woo. Madame, good night. Commend me to your daughter.
I will, and know her mind by early tomorrow.
Wife, go you to her, ere you go to bed. Acquaint her here of my son Paris's love. A Thursday, let it be. A Thursday, tell her. She shall be married to this noble earl.
My lord, I would that Thursday were tomorrow.
Good night, my lord. For me, it is so very, very late that we may call it early by and by. Good night.
Will that be gone? It is not yet near day. I must be gone and live, or stay and die.
Yon light is not daylight, I know it, therefore stay yet, thou needst not to be gone.
I have more care to stay than will to go. Come, death, and welcome, for Juliet willst it so. How is my soul? Let's talk, it is not day.
It is, hie hence, be gone, away, oh now, be gone, more light and light it grows.
Aye, so I fear. More light and light, more dark and dark our woes.
Your lady mother is coming to your chamber. The day is broke. Be warned. Look about.
Then window, let day in and let life out.
Farewell, one kiss and all the sin. Ho, daughter, are you up?
Who is it that calls?
Why, how now, Juliet?
Madam, I am not well.
Evermore weeping for your cousin's death, but now I'll tell thee joyful tidings, girl. Well, well, thou hast a careful father, one who, to put thee from thy heaviness, has sorted out a sudden day of joy, that thou expectst not, nor I looked for.
Madam, in happy time, what day is that?
Marry, my child, early next Thursday morn, to the gallant young and noble gentleman, the County Paris, at St. Peter's Church, shall happily make thee a joyful bride.
He shall not make me there a joyful bride. I will not marry yet, and when I do, I swear that shall be Romeo, whom you know I hate, rather than Paris. These are news indeed.
Here comes your father. Tell him so yourself.
How now, wife? Have you delivered to her our decree?
Aye, sir, but she will nudge. She gives you thanks.
Good father, I beseech you on my knees. Hear me but with patience here to speak a word.
I tell thee what, get thee to church on Thursday, or never after look me in the face.
Oh, my sweet mother, cast me not away. Delay this marriage for a month, a week, or, if you do not, make the bridal bed that in the dim monument where Tybalt lies.
Talk not to me, for I'll not speak a word. Do as thou wilt, for I have done with thee.
Go in, and tell my lady I am gone, having displeased my father, to Lawrence's cell, to make confession and to be absolved.
Marry I will, and this is wisely done.
Held to the friar, to know his remedy. Fellows fail, myself have power to die.
Ah, Juliet, I already know thy grief, and I hear thou must, nothing may prorogue it. On Thursday next be married to this Paris?
Give me some present counsel. Be not so long to speak, I long to die.
Hold, daughter, I do spy a kind of hope, and if thou darest, I give thee remedy.
Oh, bid me leap. Rather than marry Paris, and I will do it without fear or doubt to live an unstained life to my sweet love.
Hold then, go home, consent to marry Paris. Take this thou vial, being then in bed, and this distilled liquor drink thou off. No warmth, no breath, shall testify thou livest. Thou shalt continue from 2 and 40 hours, and then awake from a pleasant sleep. In the meantime, against thou shalt awake, shall Romeo by my letters know our drift, hither shall he come.
Love, give me strength, and strength shall help afford. Farewell, dear father.
How now, my headstrong? Where have you been gadding?
Where have I learned me to repent the sin of disobedient opposition? To you and your behests, and I am enjoined, and beg your pardon. Pardon, I beseech you. Henceforth I am ever ruled by you.
Why, this is well. I am glad on it. Stand up. This is as it should be. We'll to church tomorrow.
Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. My dismal scene I needs must act alone. Come, vile Romeo, I come. I do drink to thee.
Why, lamb, why, lady, fie you slug of bed, marrying a man, how sound is she asleep? I must needs wake her. Lady, lady, lady! Alas, alas, help, help, my lady's dead!
What is the matter?
Look, look, oh heavy day!
Oh me, my child, my only life, help, help, call help!
For shame, bring Juliet forth, her lord is come.
She's dead, she's deceased, she's dead, alack the day!
Alack the day, she's dead, she's dead, she's dead!
Come, is the bride ready to go to church?
Ready to go, but never to return. Death is my son-in-law, death is my heir, my daughter he hath wedded. I will die and leave him all. Life, living, all is death.
Sir, go you went, and madam with him. Everyone is prepared. They carry this fair corpse into her tomb.
News from Verona. How now, Balthasar? Dost thou not bring me letters from the friar? How doth my lady? Is my father well? How doth my Juliet? That I ask again.
Her body lies in Capel's monument, and her immortal part with angels live. Oh, pardon me for bringing these ill news.
Romeo thinks Juliet is dead because he didn't get the letter from Friar Lawrence telling him about their plan to have her take a drug that would make her look like she was dead while she was really sleeping. So Romeo goes to buy poison so that he can die too.
What ho, apothecary!
Who calls so loud?
Come hither, man. Let me have a dram of poison, such soon speed and gear that the life-weary taker may fall dead.
Put this in any liquid thing you will, and if you have the strength of 20 men, it will dispatch you straight.
Come, cordial, and not poison. Go with me to Juliet's grave, for there must I use thee. Welcome from Martuno. What says Romeo? Or if you be right, give me his letter.
The searchers of the town sealed up the doors and would not let us forth.
Who bear my letter to Romeo, then?
I could not send it. Here it is again.
Unhappy fortune, Friar John, go hence! Now must I to the monument alone, when within these 3 hours fair Juliet will wake.
Hence, and stand aloof. Whistle then to me, a signal that thou hearest someone coming. Give me those flowers. Do as I bid thee. Go.
I am almost afraid to stand alone here in the churchyard, yet I will adventure.
Thou detestable mouth, thou womb of death, gorged with the dearest morsels of the earth. Thus I enforce thy rotten jaws to open, and in despite I'll cram thee with more food.
Stop thy unhallowed toil, vile Montague. Condemned villain, I do apprehend thee. Obey and go with me, for thou must die.
I must indeed, and therefore came I hither. Fly hence and leave me, I beseech thee, youth. Put not another sin upon my head.
I do defy thy conjurations, and apprehend thee for a felon here.
Wilt thou provoke me? Then have at me, boy.
Oh, I am slain. If thou be merciful, open the tomb, lay me with Juliet.
I'll bury thee in a triumphant grave, for here lies Juliet. Oh, my love, my wife, I still will stay with thee. Eyes, look your last. Come, bitter conduct, come, unsavory guide. Here's to my love.
Where is my lord? Oh, a cup, close in my true love's hand. Poison, I see. Not a drop off to help me after.
Lead boy, which way?
Noise, and I'll be brief. Oh, happy dagger. There rest and let me die.
Sovereign, here lies the county Paris slain, and Romeo dead, and Juliet dead before warm and new kill.
Where be these enemies? Capulet, Montague? See what a scourge is laid upon your hate, that heaven finds means to kill your joys with love. All are punished.
O brother Montague, give me thy hand. This is my daughter's jointure, for no more can I demand. Poor sacrifices of our enmity.
Go hence and have more talk of these sad things, for never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.
Now is the winter of our discontent made glorious summer by the son of York, and therefore, since I cannot prove a lover, I am determined to prove a villain and hate the idle pleasures of these days. Plots have I laid, inductions dangerous, to set my brother Clarence and the king in deadly hate the one against the other. Brother, good day. What means is this armed guard that waits upon your grace?
His Majesty, tendering my person safety, hath appointed this conduct to convey me to the tower.
Alack, my lord, that fault is none of yours. Why, this it is, when men are ruled by women. 'Tis not the king that sends you to the tower, my Lady Grey his wife, Clarence. 'Tis she that tempers him to this extremity. We are not safe, Clarence, we are not safe.
His Majesty hath straitly given in charge that no man shall have private conference of what degree soever with his brother.
We speak no treason, man. We say the king is wise and virtuous, and his noble queen well struck in years and not fair and not jealous.
I beseech your grace to pardon me, and withal forbear your conference with the noble duke.
We know thy charge, Brakenbury, and will obey.
We are the queen's objects and must obey. Brother, farewell. I will unto the king. This deep disgrace in brotherhood touches me deeper than you can imagine.
I know, it pleases neither of us well.
Well, your imprisonment shall not be long. Meantime, have patience.
I must perforce. Farewell.
Go, tread the path that thou shalt never return. Simple, plain Clarence, I do love thee so, that I will shortly send thy soul to heaven, and leave the world for me to bustle in. For then I'll marry Warwick's youngest daughter. What though I killed her husband and her father?
Pale ashes of the house of Lancaster, be it lawful that I invocate thy ghost, to hear the lamentations of poor Anne, wife to thy Edward, to thy slaughtered son. Stabbed by the selfsame hand that made these wounds, cursed be the hand that made these fatal holes, cursed be the heart that had the heart to do it. Foul devil, for God's sake, hence and trouble us not, for thou hast made the happy earth thy hell, filled it with cursing cries and deep exclaims.
Fairer than tongue can name thee, let me have some patient leisure to excuse myself.
Fouler than heart can think thee, thou canst make no excuse current but to hang thyself.
I did not kill your husband.
Why then he is alive.
Nay, he is dead, and slain by Edward's hand.
In thy foul throat thou liest, Queen Margaret saw, thy murderous falchion smoking in his blood. Thou wast provided by thy bloody mind, which never dreamt on aught but butcheries. Didst thou not kill this king?
I grant ye.
Dost grant me, hedgehog? Then God grant me too. Thou mayest be damned for that wicked deed.
Let him thank me, that hope send him thither, for he was fitter for heaven than earth.
And thou unfit for any place but hell.
Curse not thyself, fair creature, thou art both.
I would I were to be revenged on thee.
It is a quarrel most unnatural to be revenged on him that loveth you.
It is a quarrel, just and reasonable, to be revenged on him that slew my husband.
If thy revengeful heart cannot forgive, lo, here I lend thee this sharp-pointed sword, which if thou please to hide in this true bosom, I humbly beg the death upon my knee. Nay, do not pause, for I did kill King Henry, but 'twas thy beauty that provoked me. Nay, now dispatched, 'twas I that stabbed young Edward, but 'twas thy heavenly face that set me on.
Arise, dissembler. Though I wish thy death, I will not be the executioner.
Bid me farewell.
'Tis more than you deserve, but since you teach me how to flatter you, imagine I have said farewell already.
Good time of day unto your royal grace.
God make your majesty as joyful as you have been.
God grant him health. Did you confer with him?
Madam, we did. He desires to make atonement betwixt the Duke of Gloucester and your brothers, and betwixt them and my Lord Chamberlain, and sent to warn them to his royal presence.
Would all were well, but I fear our happiness is at its highest.
They do me wrong, and I will not endure it. Who are they to complain unto the king, that I, forsooth, am stern and love them not?
Come, come, we know your meaning, brother Gloucester. You envy my advancement and my friends. God grant we may never have need of you.
Meantime, God grants that we have need of you.
My lord, you do me shameful injury to falsely draw me in these vile suspects.
You may deny that you were not the cause of my Lord Hastings' late imprisonment.
My lord of Gloucester, I have too long borne your blunt upbraidings and your bitter scoffs, to thus be taunted, scorned, and invaded at. Small joy I have in being England's queen.
And less than be that small, God, I beseech thee, thy honor, state, and seat is due to me.
What? Threaten you me with telling of the king?
Out, devil. I remember them too well. Thou slewest my husband Henry in the Tower, and Edward my poor son. As little joy, my lord, as you suppose, you should enjoy were you this country's king. As little joy may you suppose in me, that I enjoy being the queen thereof. For I am she, and altogether joyless. I can no longer hold me patient. Hear me, you wrangling pirates, that fall out in sharing that which you have pilled from me. Which of you trembles not that looks on me? If not that, I being queen, you bow like subjects. Yet that, by you disposed, you quake like rebels.
Foul wrinkled witch! Wert thou not banished on pain of death?
I was, but I do feel more pain and banishment than death can yield me here by my abode. A husband and a son now owest to me. The sorrow that I have by right is yours, and all my pleasures you usurp are mine.
God, not we, hath plagued thy bloody deed.
Oh, 'twas the foulest deed to slay thy babe, and most merciless that e'er was ever heard of.
Witness my son now in the shade of death, whose bright outshining beams a cloudy wrath hath in eternal darkness folded up.
Have done for shame, if not for charity.
O princely Buckingham, I'll kiss thy hand in sign of league and amity with thee. Now fair befell thee in thy noble house. Thy garments are not spotted with our blood, now thou within the compass of my curse.
What doth she say, my lord of Buckingham?
Nothing that I respect, my gracious lord.
Oh, but remember this another day, when the devil shall spit thy very heart with sorrow, and say poor Margaret was a prophetess.
My hair doth stand on end to hear her curses.
A piece of scripture tell them that God bids us do good for evil, and thus I clothe my naked villainy and seem a saint when most I play the devil. But soft, here come my executioners.
We are, my lord.
But sirs, be sudden in the execution. Withdrawal obdurate, do not hear him plead, for Clarence is well spoken, and perhaps may move your hearts to pity if you mark him.
Tush, fear not, my lord. We will not stand to prate, talkers, as we are no good doers. Be assured that we come to use our hands and not our tongues.
Your eyes drop millstones when fools' eyes drop tears. I like you, lads, about your business straight. Go, dispatch.
We will, my noble lord.
I pray thee, gentle keeper, stay by me. My soul is heavy, and I fain would sleep.
I will, my lord. God give your grace good rest. Here are the keys. There sit the Duke asleep. I have resigned my charge to you.
Fare you well. What, art thou afraid?
Not to kill him, but to be damned for killing him.
I thought hadst been resolute.
So I am, to let him live.
Remember the reward when the deed is done.
Zoons, he dies. Thought I had forgot the reward.
Where is thy conscience now?
In the Duke of Gloucester's person.
In God's name, what art thou?
A man as you are.
How darkly and how deadly dost thou speak? Your eyes do menace me. Why look you pale? Who sent you hither? Wherefore do you come? To murder me?
Aye. Oh, thou helpst me not.
Now have I done a good day's work, and now in peace my soul shall part to heaven, since I set my friends at peace on earth. Dissemble not your hatred, swear your love. Wife, love Lord Hastings, let him kiss your hand.
In Hastings, I will never more remember our former hatred, so thrive I in my...
Brother, we done deeds of charity, made peace of enmity, fair love of hate, between these swelling wrong incensed peers.
By any in this presence I desire to reconcile me to his friendly peace. I desire all good men's love.
My sovereign liege, I do beseech your majesty to take our brother Clarence to your grace.
Who knows not that the noble duke is dead? You do him injury to scorn his corpse.
Who knows not he is dead? Who knows he is?
All-seeing heaven, what world is this?
Oh, poor Clarence.
Is our father dead?
No, boy.
Why would you look upon us, shake your head, and call us wretches, orphans, castaways, if father of our noble father be alive?
Peace, children. The king does love you both, incapable and shallow innocent. You cannot guess who caused your father's death.
Grand dam, we can, for my good uncle Gloucester told me the king provoked by the queen imprisoned him, and when my uncle told me so, he wept, and hugged me in his arm, and bade me rely on him as on my father, and he would love me dearly as his child.
Oh, that the sea should still such gentle shapes, and with a virtuous hazard hide foul cloud.
I cannot think it. Hark! What noise is this?
Edward, my lord, your son, our king, is dead. If you will live, lament. If die, be grieved. That our swift-winged souls may catch the king's.
Oh, what cause have I, thine being the moiety of my grief, to overgo thy plaints and drown by thy cries?
Good aunt, you wept not for our father's death. How can we aid you with our kindred tears?
Our fatherless distress left unmourned, and a widowed dollar likewise be unkept.
Give me no help in lamentation. Oh, for my husband, for my dear Lord Edward.
Oh, for our father, for our dear Lord Clarence.
I'll ask for both mine, Edward and Clarence.
So we have spent our harvest of this king. We are to reap the harvest of his son. The young prince be fetched hither to London to be crowned our king.
Doth this news hold of good King Edward's death?
Ay, sir, it is too true. By God's good grace, his son shall reign.
Woe to the land that's governed by a child. Come, come, we fear the worst. All shall be well.
Welcome, sweet prince, to London.
God bless your grace with health and happy days.
Thank you, good my lord, and thank you all. I thought my mother and my brother York would long ere have met us on the way.
On what occasion, God he knows, not I, be the queen of your mother and your brother York, have taken sanctuary.
Fie, what an indirect and peevish course. Is this of hers, Lord Cardinal? Will your grace persuade the queen and send the Duke of York unto his princely brother presently? If she deny, Lord Hastings, go with him, and from her jealous arms pluck him.
Come on, Lord Hastings. Will you go with me?
I go, my lord.
Good lords, make all the speedy haste you may.
If I may counsel you, some day or two your highness shall repose at the tower.
I do not like the tower of any place. York, how fares our loving brother?
Oh, my lord, you said that idle weeds are fasting growth. My brother hath outgrown me by far.
He hath, my lord. Myself and my good cousin Buckingham will to your mother to entrust her to meet you at the tower and welcome you.
What, will you go into the tower, my lord?
My lord protector needs will have it so.
I shall not sleep in quiet at the tower.
Why, what should you fear?
Mary, my uncle Clarence and Grigos. My grandam told me he was murdered there.
I fear no uncle is dead.
Nor none that live, I hope.
Now, my lord, what shall we do? If we perceive Lord Hastings will not yield to our complaints.
Chop off his head, man. Oh, bitter consequence, that Edward still should live. Cousin, thou wert not wont to be so dull. Shall I be plain? I wish the bastard's dead, and I would have it suddenly performed. What say'st thou? Speak suddenly, be brief.
Your grace may do your pleasure.
Rumor it abroad that Anne, my wife, is sick and like to die. I must be married to my brother's daughter, or else my kingdom stands on brittle glass. Murder her brothers and then marry her. Is thy name Tyrell?
And your most obedient subject.
Darest thou resolve to kill a friend of mine?
Aye, my lord, but I had rather kill 2 enemies.
Why, there thou hast it. 2 deep enemies, foes to my rest and my sweet sleep's disturbers. Are they that I would have thee deal upon, Tyrell? I mean those bastards in the tower.
Soon I'll rid you from the fear of them.
Say it is done, and I will love thee and prefer thee too.
'Tis done, my gracious lord.
2 hours later.
The tyrannous and bloody deed is done. All hail, my sovereign liege.
Kind Tyrell, am I happy in thy news?
If you have done the thing you gave in charge, beget your happiness. Be happy then, for it is done, my lord. The chaplain of the tower hath buried them, but how or in what place I do not know.
Come to me, Tyrell, soon after supper, and thou shalt tell me the process of their death. Meantime, but think how I may do thee good, and be inheritor of thy desire. Farewell till soon. Who intercepts my expedition?
Oh, she that might have intercepted thee by strangling thee in her cursed womb, from all the slaughterous wretch that thou hast done.
Tell me, thou villain slave, where are my children?
Art thou my son?
I thank God, my father, and yourself.
Hear me a word, for I shall never speak to thee again. Take with thee my most heavy curse. Blood thou art, bloody will be thy end.
How now, what news with you?
Richmond is on the seas.
There, let him sink, and be the seas on him.
He makes for England to claim the crown.
Is the chair empty? Is the sword unswayed? Is the king dead? The emperor unpossessed? What heir of York is there alive but we? And who is England's king but great York's heir? Then tell me, what doth he upon the seas?
When I was mortal, my anointed body by thee was punched full of deadly holes. Think on the tower and me, despair and die. Henry VI bids you despair and die.
Let me sit heavy on thy soul tomorrow, I that was washed to death with fulsome wine. Poor Clarence, by thy guile, betrayed to death. Tomorrow, in battle, think on me, and fall thy edgeless sword, despair and die.
Bloody and guilty, guilty awake, in a bloody battle end thy days.
Dream on, thy cousin smothered in the tower. Let us be led within thy bosom, Richard, and weigh thee down to ruin, shame, and death. Thy nephews' souls bid thee despair and die.
Richard, thy wife, that wretched Anne, thy wife, that never slept a quiet hour with thee, now fills thy sleep with perturbations. Tomorrow in the battle think on me, and fall edgeless sword, despair and die.
The laugh of thy that helped thee to the crown, the laugh of thy that felt thy tyranny. Oh, in the battle, think on Buckingham, and die in terror of thy guiltiness. Dream on, of bloody deeds and death, fainting, despairing, yield thy breath.
Have mercy, Jesu! Soft, I did but dream. O coward conscience, how dost thou afflict me? The lights burn blue, it is now dead midnight. Cold, fearful drops stand on my trembling flesh. What do I fear? Myself? There's none else by. Richard loves Richard, that is, I am I. Is there a murderer here? No? Yes, I am. Oh no, alas, I rather hate myself for hateful deeds committed by myself.
God and your arms be praised, victorious friends. The day is ours, the bloody dog is dead. Oh, now let Richmond and Elizabeth, the true successors of each royal house, by God's fair ordinance conjoin together, and that their heirs, God, if thou will be so, enrich the time to come with smooth-faced peace, with smiling plenty and fair prosperous days. Abate the edge of traitors, gracious Lord, that would reduce these bloody days again, and make poor England weep in streams of blood. Let them not live to taste this land's increase, that would with treason wound this fair land's peace. Now civil wounds are stopped, peace lives again, that she may long live here. God say amen.
Amen!
In Messina, Don Pedro and his army just won a successful battle. On their way back from the battlefield, Don Pedro, his friends, and his brother Don John decide to stop at their old friend Leonato's house for a few nights.
I learned in this letter that Don Pedro comes at this night to Messina.
He is very near by this, and he was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
How many gentlemen have you lost in this action?
But few of any sort, and none of name.
A victory is twice itself when the achiever brings home full numbers. There's a merry war betwixt Signor Benedict and my niece. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, he gets nothing by that. In our last conclave, 4 out of his 5 wits went halting off, and now is a whole man governed by only 1. So that if he have wit enough to keep himself warm, let him bear the difference between himself and his horse. Who is his companion now? Hath he every month a new sworn brother?
He is most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
O Lord, he will hang upon him like a disease. God help noble Claudio. If he have caught the Benedict, it will cost him 1,000 pounds ere it be cured.
Don Pedro has approached.
Good Signor Leonardo, you are come to meet your trouble.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace. For trouble being gone, comfort to remain. But when you depart from me, sorrow abides and happiness takes its leave.
You embrace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter.
What, my dear Lady Disdain? Are you yet living? Then is courtesy a turncoat. But it is certain I am loved of all ladies, only you excepted. And I would I could find in my heart that I had not a stone heart, for truly I love none.
I had rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
That is the sum of all, Leonardo. We shall stay here at the least a month, and he heartily prays that some occasion may detain us to stay longer. I dare say that he's no hypocrite, but prays from his heart.
Let me bid you welcome, my lord. Being reconciled to the prince, your brother, I owe you all duty.
I thank you. I'm not of many words, but I thank you.
Benedict, didst thou note the daughter of Signor Leonato?
I do not like her.
In mine eyes, she is the sweetest lady that I ever looked on.
I can see without spectacles, and I see no such matter. There is her cousin, and she were not possessed with a fury, exceeds her as much in beauty as the 1st of May doth the last of December. But I hope you have no intent to turn husband, have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though I'd sworn the contrary, if Hero would be my wife.
Is't come to this?
You have of late stood out against your brother, and he hath taken you newly into his grace. It is needful that you frame the season for your own harvest.
I'd rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in its grace. If I had my mouth, I'd bite. If I had my liberty, I'd do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me.
I came yonder from a great supper, and I can give you intelligence on an intended marriage.
Who? The most exquisite Claudio?
He looks on Hero, the daughter and heir of Leonato.
Come, let us go. This may prove food to my displeasure. That young sort hath all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him any way, I bless myself every way. You're both sure and will assist me?
To the death, my lord.
Well, I would. You did like me.
So would not I, for your own sake, for I have many ill qualities.
I know you well enough. You are Signor Antonio.
At a word, I am not. To tell you true, I counterfeit him.
You can never do him so ill well unless you were the very man.
Lady, as you are mine, I am yours. I give away myself for you, and dote upon the exchange.
Speak, cousin, or if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss and let him not speak neither.
In faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Ye, my lord, I think it poor fool, it keeps on the windy side of care. My cousin whispers in his ear that he is in her heart.
And she doth, cousin.
Thus goes everyone into the world but I may sit in a corner and cry, hi-ho for a husband.
She mocks her words out of suit.
She were an excellent wife for Senor Benedict.
Oh Lord, my lord, if they were but a week married, they would talk themselves mad.
County Claudio, we mean you to go to church.
Tomorrow, my lord, time goes on crutches till love has all his rights.
Not till Monday, my dear son. This is the answer of John 7:9.
I will in the interim undertake one of Hercules' labors, which is to bring Senor Benedict and the Lady Beatrice into a mountain affection, the one with the other.
It is so. The Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leonato. I'm sick in displeasure to him. And whatsoever comes award, his affection ranges evenly with mine. How canst thou cross this marriage?
Find me and me, I were to draw Don Pedro and the Count Claudio alone. Tell them that you know that Hero loves me. Bring them then to see me at the chamber window. Hear me call Margaret Hero, and bring them to see this very night before the intended wedding. Jealousy shall be called assurance in the preparation of her throne.
Grow this too, what adverse issue it can. I will put it in practice. Be cunning in the working this, and thy fee is 1,000 ducats.
Ha! The prince and Monsieur Love! I will hide in the arbor.
Come hither, Leonato. What was it you told me of today? That your niece Beatrice was in love with Signor Benedict?
I did never think that lady would have loved any man.
No, nor I neither, but most wonderful that she so dote on Signor Benedict, which she had in all outward behavior ever seemed to abhor. By my troth, my lord, I cannot tell what to think of it, but that she loves him with an enraged affection, it is past the infinite of thought.
Has she made her affection known to Benedict?
No, and swear she never will. That's her torment.
I wish she'd bestowed this dotage on me. I would have daffed all other specs and made her half myself. I pray you, tell Benedict of it, and hear out what I will say.
Hero thinks surely she will die, for she says she will die if he love her not, and she will die ere she make her love known, and she will die if he woo her, rather than she will bate one breath of her accustomed crossness.
Now, Ursula, when Beatrice doth come, our talk must only be about Benedict. My talk to thee about how Benedict is sick in love with Beatrice.
But are you sure that Benedict loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the prince and my betrothed lord. They did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them, if they loved Benedict,
to wish him to wrestle with the affection, and never let Beatrice know of it.
Why did you so? Nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. She cannot love, nor take shape, nor project of affection.
Certainly it were not good. She knew his love, lest she make sport at it.
I never yet saw a man, how wise, how noble, how rarely featured, but she would spell him backwards.
Yet tell her of it, hear what she will say.
No, rather I will go to Benedict and counsel him to wrestle with his passion.
What fire is in my ears? Can this be true? Ah, Benedict, love on. I will requite thee. Taming my wild heart to thy loving hand, if thou dost love, my kindness shall incite thee to bind our loves in a holy band.
Claudio, I came hither to tell you the lady is disloyal.
Disloyal?
The word is too good to point out her wickedness.
If I see anything tonight, why should I not marry her tomorrow in the congregation? There will I shame her.
Ha ha ha!
Know that I have tonight wooed Margaret, by the name of Hero. She leads me out at her mistress' chamber window, bids me 1,000 times good night. I shall first tell thee how the prince, Claudio, and my master saw far off in the orchard this amiable encounter.
And thought thy Margaret was Hero?
Away went Claudio enraged, swore he would meet her as he was appointed, next morning at the temple, and there, before the whole congregation, shame her with that he saw o'er night, and send her home again without a husband.
We charge you in the prince's name, stand.
Call up the right master constable. We have here recovered the most dangerous piece of lechery in the Commonwealth.
Masters, masters.
Never speak. We charge you, let us obey you to come with us.
Marry, sir, I would have some confidence with you that discerns you nearly.
Marry, sir, our watch tonight, accepting your worship's presence. Hatayan, a couple of as errant names as any in the Senate.
Our watch tonight, sir, have indeed comprehended 2 auspicious individuals, and we would have them examined this morning before your worship.
Take their examination yourself and bring it me.
You come hither, my lord, to marry this lady.
No.
Lady, you come hither to be married to this count.
I do.
If either of you know any inward impediment why you should not be conjoined, charge you on your souls to utter it.
Know you any hero? None, my lord.
Know you any count?
I dare make his answer none.
Oh, what men dare do, what men may do, what men daily do, not knowing what they do. Father, by your leave, will you with a free and unconstrained soul give me this maid your daughter?
As freely, son, as God did give her me.
And what have I to give you back, whose worth may counterpoise this rich and precious gift?
Nothing, unless you render her again.
Sweet prince, you learn me noble thankfulness. There, Leonato, take her back again. Give not this rotten orange a friend, and her blush is guiltiness, not modesty.
Is my lord well, that he doth speak so wise?
Sweet prince, why speak not you?
What should I speak? I stand dishonored to link my dear friend to a common stale.
Are this spoken, or do I but dream?
Sir, they are spoken. These things are true.
This looks not like a nuptial.
Oh God, let me but move one question to your daughter, and by that fatherly and kindly power that you have in her bid her answer truly.
I shall do so, as thou art my child.
Oh God, defend me. How am I beset? What kind of chastising do you call this?
To make you answer truly to your name.
Is it not Hero who can blot that name with just any reproach?
Marry that can Hero. Hero itself can blot out Hero's virtue. And what men was he talked to you yesternight, out at your window betwixt 12 and 1? Now if you are maid, answer to this.
I talked with no man at that hour, my lord.
Why then you are no maiden? At no man's dagger yet reply for me.
Let us go. This thing's come thus to light. Smother her spirits up.
How doth the lady?
Dead, I think. Help, uncle. Hero, why Hero? Uncle, Signor, Benedict, Friar.
O fate, take not away thy heavy hand. That is the fairest cover for a shame that may be wished for.
Call me a fool if this sweet lady lie not guiltless here, under some biting error. Lady, what man is he you are accused of?
They know what do accuse me, but I know none.
There is some strange misprision in the princes. Your daughter here the prince is left for dead. Let her while be secretly kept in, and publish it that she is dead indeed. Maintain a mourning ostentation, and on your family's old monument hang mourningful epitaphs, and do all rites that appertain unto a burial. When Claudio shall hear she died upon his words, the idea of her life shall sweetly creep into his study of imagination, then shall he mourn. If ever love had interest in his liver, and wish he had not so accused her, come, lady, die to live this wedding day. Perhaps is but prolonged, have patience and endure.
Surely I do believe your fair cousin is wronged.
Ah, how much the man might deserve of me that would right her.
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way, but no such friend.
May a man do it?
It is in a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in this world so well as you. Is not that strange?
It were as possible for me to say I love nothing so well as you, but believe me not, and yet I lie not. I confess nothing, nor deny nothing. I am sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me.
I love you with so much of my heart that there is none left to protest.
Come, bid me to do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Tarry, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone, though I am here. There is no love in you, nay, I pray you let me go.
Beatrice.
In faith, I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with me and then fight with mine enemy.
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in the height of a villain that hath slandered, scorned, and dishonored my kinswomen? O God, if I were a man, I would eat his heart out in the marketplace.
Think you in your soul that the Count Claudio hath wronged Hero?
Yea, as sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Then I will challenge him. I will kiss your hand, and so I will leave you. By this hand, Claudio shall render me a dear account. As you hear of me, so think of me. Go, comfort your cousin.
Which be the malefactors? Which are the offenders that are to be examined? Let them come before Master Constable.
Yea, let them come before me. What is your name, friend?
Baraccio.
Pray write down, Baraccio. Yours, sirrah?
I am a gentleman, sir, and my name is Conrad.
Come you hither, sirrah. A word in your ear, sir. It is thought you are false names.
Sir, I say to you, we are none.
Let the watch come forth. Masters, I charge you in the prince's name, accuse these men.
This man said, sir, that Don John, the prince's brother, was a villain.
Write down Prince John a villain. Why, this is flat perjury to call a prince's brother villain.
Master Constable.
Pray thee, fellow, peace. I do not like thy look, I promise thee.
What heard you him say else?
Mary, that he had received 1,000 ducats of Don John for accusing the lady hero wrongfully.
Flat burglary as ever was committed.
Yeah, by mass, that it is.
What else, fellow?
And that Count Claudio did mean upon his words to disgrace Hero and not marry her.
O villain, that will be condemned into everlasting redemption for this.
What else?
This is all.
And this is more, masters, than you can deny. Prince John is this morning secretly stolen away. Hero was in this manner accused, in this very manner refused, and upon the grief of this suddenly died. Master Constable, let these men be bound and brought to Leonato's. I will go before and show him their examination.
I say thou hast belied my innocent child. Thy slander had gone through and through our earth, and now she lies buried with her ancestors. All in a tomb where never scandal slept. Save this of hers, thy villainy.
My villainy?
Thine, Claudio, thine, I say. Thou hast killed my child. If thou killedst me, boy, thou shalt kill a man.
He shall kill 2 of us, and men indeed.
Cece, here comes the man we went to seek.
I came to seek you both.
We have been up and down to seek thee, for we are high-proof melancholy, and we would fain have it beaten away. Wilt thou use thy wit?
It is in my scabbard. Shall I draw it?
God bless me from a challenge.
You are a villain. I just not. I will make it good how you dare, with what you dare, and when you dare. Do me good, or I will protest your cowardice. You have killed a sweet lady, and her death shall fall heavy on you. I want to hear from you.
He is in earnest. In most profound earnest, and I'll warrant you, for love of Beatrice.
And hath challenged thee.
Most sincerely.
How now? 2 of my brother's men bound? Baraccio 1? Officers, what offense have these men done?
Marry, sir, they have committed false report. Moreover, they have verified unjust things. Secondarily, they are slanderers. 6th and lastly, they have belied a lady. Thirdly, they have spoken untruth. And to conclude, they are lying names.
But did my brother set thee onto this?
Yeah, and paid me richly for the practice of it.
Composed and framed treachery, and fled he is of this villainy.
Come, bring away the plaintiffs. By this time our sexton hath reformed Signor Leonato of the matter. And masters, do not forget to specify that when time and place shall serve, I am an ass.
Art thou the slave that with thy breath hast killed my innocent child?
Yeah, even I alone.
I cannot bid you. Bid my daughter live. But I pray you both, possess the people in Messina year. Our innocent should die. And since you cannot be my son-in-law, be yet my nephew. My brother had a daughter, almost the copy of my child, that's dead. and she alone is the heir to both of us. Give her the right you should have given her cousin, and so dies my revenge.
O noble sir, your overkindness doth wring tears from me. I do embrace your offer, and dispose, for henceforth, poor Claudio.
I thank thee for thy care and honest pains.
I leave an errant knave with your worship, to which I beseech your worship to correct yourself for the example of others. God keep your worship. I wish your worship well. God restore you to health. I humbly give you leave to depart, and if a merry meeting may be wished, God prohibit it. Come, neighbor.
Did I not tell you she was innocent?
So are the prince and Claudio who accused her, upon the error that she had debated. But Mario wasn't thankful for this, although against the rule as it appears in the true course of all the question.
Well, I'm glad that all things turned out so well.
And so am I, being else by faith and forced to call young Claudio to a reckoning for it. My will is your good will. May stand with ours this day to be conjoined, in the state of honorable marriage.
My art is with your liking.
Hello.
Good morrow, Claudio. We here attend you. Are ye here determined today to marry my brother's daughter?
I'll hold my mind. Give me your hand before this holy friar. I am your husband if you'd like of me.
One hero died defiled, but I do live, and surely as I live, I am a maid.
Soft and fair. Friar, which is Beatrice?
Answer to that name, what is your will?
A miracle. Here's our hands against our hearts. I will have thee, but by this light I take thee for pity.
I would not deny you, but on this good day I yield upon great persuasion.
Come, we're friends. Let's have a dance ere we are married, that we may lighten our own hearts and our wives' heels.